In recent years, the Catalana Water Board, Agencia Catalana del Agua, has been encouraging the analysis of sediment management in its reservoirs and considering proposals in this respect. The project, entitled Analysis and Proposals for Sediment Management in the Reservoirs in Catalan River Basins, is part of this project. The objectives of this project are threefold. The first aim is to assess the sediment discharge reaching the coast and to improve awareness about the effects of sediment retention in the large reservoirs. The second one is to analyse the effects of the flows by conducting pilot tests in order to improve designs. And the final aim is to inform the general public about the findings and results, as well as to propose measures and make recommendations to improve sediment management. The study section selected to monitor the River Ter is the water mass downstream from the Pasterel Dam. The study was extended as far as Girona, along the course of the river through the towns of La Chière de Ter, Anglaise, Bonmatí, Bescanó, and finally the city of Girona. Different teams worked along this section of the river, and these were responsible for different flood control and analysis tasks. These teams included the following: the joint venture, UTE, La Bacua Sabacal, which was responsible for coordinating all the monitoring activities in the borough of La Cellera de Ter; the IRTA Research Institute, which carried out monitoring work along two sections, in the borough of Bonmatí and at the Fontanjau Bridge; and the University of Girona, which occupied the zone known as La Palestra, where the River Ter flows into the city of Girona. The Sescuida Dam hydrograph was the one selected. The flood commenced early on the morning of the 23rd November and lasted for more than 15 hours, reaching a maximum flow rate of 78 meters cubed per second. The sediment to be injected during the flood was stockpiled in 5 10-ton piles to the north of the borough of Cellera de Ter. The selected mix contained silt and sand. A time-lapse in the working day was also established at this very point. The monitoring section for the inflow was located at the Bonmatí Bridge, around 6,630 metres from the sediment injection point, and the IRTA carried out the following activities: pre- and post-flood surveying to see how the river section varied, riverbed grain size analysis, physical chemical measurements of the water, and control over the suspended sediment load during the flood. The following monitoring work was performed by the University of Girona in the zone known as La Palestra, about 8,530 metres from the previous point. Sediment traps were installed at different elevations in the water sheet, control over the turbidity of the water column, analysis of the sediment distribution and concentration, and finally, at the Fontanjau Bridge, where the outflow section was, the IRTA performed the same monitoring activities as at the initial point, so they could analyse the variations in the study parameters throughout this river section. These activities are the first stage in the sediment yield study downstream from the dams in the Catalan River Basins and in the analysis of the role played by the discharges in keeping the river in a good state of conservation. The monitoring carried out under the Pasterel Dam's River Ter revealed that the fine sediments injected were transported by the generating flow throughout the entire study section, thereby confirming that this flood was sufficient to move the sands and gravels in the riverbed, allowing them to be regenerated. As a result of the project findings, the generating flow values established in the management plan were left unchanged because they were considered adequate.